Hello and welcome to Blender Basics. My name is Natalie and today we're going to be talking about tools. What do they do? Where do you find them? What can we use them for? Alright, let's get into it. So the tools, it's these little things on the left of your screen. If you don't want to see them, you can click T and that'll hide them away. But they're pretty important, so I like to give them out. So what do we have? Well, first up, we have the Select Box tool. That can bring up a selection box. It'll let you select things. Pretty basic. You can click W, and it'll let you select one at a time instead of as a box. You can click W again, and you can do a lasso tool. Can be used in many different ways. And then the tweak tool, which can be used to just grab and move anything you want. This tool is actually very useful in modeling mode. It can be used to grab a square of vertices, to grab specific vertices, to grab a lasso specific vertices, and to move those vertices around. Next up, we have the cursor. That's this little guy down here. You can move it all where you want, and no matter what, you don't need to worry about losing him, because you can always bring him straight back to the world origin with the Shift S menu. So the Shift S menu has a lot of different options. You'll notice that there's selection to cursor, which with nothing selected will bring nothing to the cursor. But if I select something, I can bring it to the cursor. Now let's say I grab multiple things. So I grab these three objects, and I want all three of them to go to the cursor, but I don't want them to stack on top of each other like if I clicked selection to cursor. Well, good thing we have selection to cursor keep offset, which will keep them all exactly in their same orientation, but just move them right where the cursor is. This can also be selection to grid, which will bring them onto the closest axis on the grid. You can also bring the cursor to the selected objects. It will always try to go in the direct center of any origin points. So if you have multiple origin points selected, it's going to want to go there. Alright, next up, we have the Move tool. The Move tool will bring up multiple arrows. Each of the arrows will move against one certain axis. Your green will always be your y-axis, your blue will always be your z-axis, and your red will always be your x-axis. This can be used in modeling mode to just kind of the same thing as the selection box, to just kind of grab and then tweak things. So it's similar to the tweak tool that we saw earlier. However, it has other options because you can use this to specifically move something. So if I wanted to, say, grab a bunch of things and then move them out like so, I could do it against only the x-axis. So you might be asking, what's this little box? Well, it'll move everything against everywhere but your x-axis. So you'll have to stay on your x-axis and move up and down. Same as this one, which will move everywhere but the z-axis. And this little square, which will move everywhere but the x-axis. Next up, we have the Rotate tool. it does pretty much exactly what it says. Each of these half circles will move along one axis. So if we, per se, took the scale tool and crushed down our circle and then brought it out so it looks like a small surfboard, now we can go ahead and take this rotate tool and rotate it just how we want it. And then, if we want to take this new transform tool, we can do all of the functions that we wanted to do previously in one tool, including the scale tool, which can scale up and down our object. The ring around it will do it all proportionally. Each square will go against its axis, and each floating square will be every axis except for the color of the square. So at this point, Y, or this one, Z axis. Next up, after the transform tool, which has all of ours combined into one giant tool that we've been using, we have the annotate tool. So let's say you had somebody send you a print file and you wanted to say, oh, well, I liked this part. You can go and do that. It's just a little bit finicky to work with. So make sure to take your placement and change that to surface. That way, when you go and write on something, it stays right where you want it, instead of going all the way through to the 3D cursor. You can also do to view, which would leave it on the screen, or just do what I do and always keep it on the surface. Next up is the measurement tool. It can be a little finicky to use, so get ready, but wherever you line it up will be exactly where it lands. So if we line it up on the Z-axis, it will line it up right on the ground next to it. But at least we know how big something is. So as you can see, just be aware that it's difficult to work with sometimes when it comes to tools. But if you do it straight against an axis, that's usually where you'll have the best luck. And don't worry, your measurements will not show up in any other mode. They'll just disappear. But you can look at them again in measurement mode, so it's not like they're disappearing forever. Finally, we have the Add Cube button. Now let's say you want to add a really specific cube somewhere. Well, you can. You can add it on any surface for any size and make it as long or as short as you'd like. It'll only make a cube, so you can't do too many other shapes. But it has some other options, because you can add the cube to the mesh interactively with your snapping tools, which we'll be going over in another video. But for now, I hope that was helpful. Have a good one.